like deja vu all over again. I'm Rob Colias, he's Jordan Helly, and this is the Maui News Sports Report. 14 years, the Maui High School football team waited as it struggled. 7 wins in 7 seasons from 2004 to 2010 under 4 different coaches. But on Friday night, in emphatic fashion, the Sabers clinched a state berth with a 48-0 win over King Kekalike. Lahaina Luna, number 1 ranked in the state in Division II, continued its 3-year march through the MIL with a 35-0 win over Baldwin. The Lunas are 22-1 in MIL play with, by the way, 16 straight victories with this nucleus of seniors. The Lunas and Sabers meet Saturday night in the regular season finale with major state seeding implications on the line for both.
Yeah, without a doubt. But Lahaina Luna coming off of a bye week, another dominant performance, 35-0 over Baldwin on Friday night game, moved up because of Hurricane Anna. Luna celebrating homecoming. Defense again was just dominant, pitching another shutout. Baldwin only had just over 50 yards of total offense at halftime. Much of the same story in the second half. Luna's defense forced 3 turnovers in the first half. They convert all 3 of those into touchdowns. Mentioned that bye week, though. The offense for Lahaina Luna, not necessarily clicking at full efficiency, and Coach Garrett Tejada, co-head coach, offensive coordinator, said they didn't really fully take advantage of what Baldwin was giving them. They need to iron some of those things out. And you mentioned a big game this coming weekend, which should give them that opportunity to iron things out as they face Maui High this weekend. But in a weekend, Lahaina Luna had already clinched that state berth. Maui High does so in that one, and they've really been the story this past weekend.
No doubt. Things turned for the Sabres with the hiring of David Bowie, an on-campus teacher, in 2011, a steady march to respectability, 3-5, 3-5, 4-4 MIL seasons, and this year they're 6-1. They're MIL Division I champions, and let's put this in perspective. Sophomore running back Hanisi Lotulele was less than a year old when the Sabres made their only state tournament appearance. Now they will host a quarterfinal on November 7th. Against either the OIA runner-up or third-place team. Lotulele has 286 yards in the last 3 games, rushing after having only 46 in the first 4 games of the year. But he's far from the only contributor in this resurgent Sabre season. Onosai Amalio, Daniel Kelly, the Viney Colo brothers, Atu Naisa and Alexander, Tyson Takabayashi, Austin Hoy, Tristan Nichols, offensive and defensive linemen that go nameless in the trenches. Just some of the names that will be always remembered fondly by Sabre Nation. Friday night, Bowie said, "We're excited. We're very happy for our boys, very proud of them. These young men, these guys had the vision. They saw this, wanted it, and they worked for it for the last few years, and I'm so happy for them." And now a season finale worthy of being a season finale between the Sabres and Lunas.
Yeah, without a doubt. A game that's kind of rendered meaningless. Both of them have won their respective divisions, but it'll mean a lot for pride. It'll mean a lot for state seeding implications. It'll mean a lot for kind of that unofficial overall MIL championship. Lunas with no losses on the season. Maui High, their lone league loss to Lahaina Luna, so it'll mean a lot. And we mentioned Lahaina Luna potentially with a 3-week break looming between the end of the regular season and a state semifinal, which they'll more than likely find themselves in with a bye into that semifinal round. This will provide their last opportunity, probably their best test of the MIL regular season against Maui High, an opportunity, as Coach Tejada was looking for, to iron things out offensively, make sure everybody's on the same page, solidify that number 1 seed or at least the bye into the semifinals. And for Maui High, this could really be a statement moment. You want that 3rd seed versus the 4th seed when you're kind of battling it out with the Big Island champion as to who you would face. You mentioned the runner-up or the 3rd-place team out of the OIA. We now know it's down to 4 teams, Mililani, right, Farrington, Kahuku, Campbell. One of those 4 will probably come over here to Maui to take on Maui High. So a big opportunity for both of these teams, state seeding implication, semifinal berths, who they're going to play and things like that down the road. And then, of course, a lot of pride on the line as terms of that unofficial overall MIL championship.
No doubt. In the first meeting about 4 or 5 weeks ago was 7-0 late in the 4th quarter. The Lunas get a pick 6 on a desperation heave by the Sabres late in that game, but it was a heck of a game, probably the game of the year so far in the MIL.
Yeah, it really has been. It was a defensive struggle. Both of these teams really all year long have kind of hung their hat on their defenses. So I'll look kind of for more of the same in this ball game. I think it'll be a great battle. Both of them with the strengths of their teams right up front with their offensive lines, defensive lines, linebackers, and running backs. So it'll be a fun matchup Saturday night.
You know, we oftentimes criticize MIL schedule makers, but no doubt about it, they got this one right. Friday night, a lot of pride on the line for both Kamehameha and Baldwin.
Yeah, it'll be another fun matchup, both season finales for both of those teams. It'll be a fun overall weekend, the last regular season weekend for 11-man football, part of what will be a very exciting weekend overall for the MIL.
Yeah, no doubt. It's championship week, and what a fun week it's going to be.
Yeah, it starts Monday with Seabury Hall going to Hana in a rescheduled game to close out the regular season. The Dragons can force an overall playoff for the regular season crown. Seabury Hall can clinch that, as well as a state berth into the state tournament in a couple of weeks. MIL volleyball tournaments the latter part of the weeks. Division 1 will be held at Maui High. Division 2, they'll take the boat over. They'll meet over at the barn in Ho'olehua on Molokai. Air Riflery Championships Thursday at War Memorial Gym. Cross Country Championships Saturday at Keopuolani. And then the 8-man postseason tournament, first ever postseason tournament in the 8-man ranks, kicks off this week with some quarterfinal games.
Yeah, that's going to be super fun. Look for Seabury and Molokai, who both get to host semifinals. That final should be very, very interesting. And some Baldwin graduates get some touches, albeit in another road loss for the UH football team.
Yeah, a week after maybe the biggest win in the Norm Chow era, they kind of lay an egg on the road. Did not look very good at all. But Jordan Poot Robinson doing his part, 3 catches, 26 yards. Keaton Navaliko again explosive in the kick return game. 4 kick returns, 68 total yards. Returned the opening kickoff of the second half. 100 yards for a touchdown, but was called back due to a holding penalty. And it still kind of baffles the mind that he does not get touches on offense despite what he does in the return game.
Just don't get it. Give that boy the ball. And that's our report for this week. And send us your bobbleheads.